Hey there, and welcome. This is your parents' guide from the Babbel and Blocks system, and today we are going to dive into one of the most important sounds in English, the duh sound.
So, does this sound familiar? Your little one runs up to you super excited, but asks to play with the tog instead of the dog. Or maybe they say they want to go to bed instead of bed. If that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Trust me, this is one of the most common things we see, and we are absolutely going to tackle it together.
My whole goal here is to give you some really simple play-based tricks you can start using at home, like today. It's all about making it fun and effective without any of the stress or pressure.
Okay, first things first, let's get properly introduced to our sound of the day. We have a special name for it. We call it the drumming sound, and you're about to see why.
So, what is the D sound? Well, it's that very first sound you hear in a word like dog. Giving it a cool name like the drumming sound just makes it so much more memorable and fun for kids to grab onto. Now we're going to keep it simple. We're just focusing on the two most common ways this sound is spelled in words. We use the keyword dog for the single D spelling and the word ladder for that double D spelling. Easy enough, right?
All right, let's get practical. How do we actually make this sound? The good news is it's all about one really quick, simple movement right at the front of the mouth. So, have your child open their mouth just a little bit. Then, see if they can find that bumpy spot, that little ridge right behind their top front teeth. The key word here is tap. You want them to take the very tip of their tongue and just give it a quick tap, right there.
And this is it. This is where that drumming nickname comes to life. Encourage them to tap that spot again and again, like they're playing a teeny tiny drum inside their mouth. You want to hear that nice, clear sound, duh, duh, duh.
Okay, but what if it's not coming out quite right? First of all, don't worry. There's one super common mix-up with this sound, and we've got some fantastic little tricks to help sort it out.
So this little hiccup is called devoicing, and what it means is your child is doing everything right. Their tongue is in the perfect spot, but they're just not turning their voice on. And that's why dog can sometimes sound like tog. They are so close. Now this is the absolute key. The D sound and its quiet partner, the T sound, are made in the exact same place in the mouth. The only difference is what we call the engine, your voice box. For D, the engine is on and you feel a buzz. For T, the engine is off. Have your child put their hand right on their throat to feel that buzzing difference. It's a game changer.
All right, you ready for my absolute favorite, #1 tip for fixing this? We call it the engine on trick, and it works so well because it physically makes it almost impossible to turn that engine off.
Here's how it works. First, start with a sound you know is buzzy, like a long, drawn-out Have them hold their hand on their throat so they can feel that vibration. Now, while they're still humming, ask them to do that tongue tap. That hum literally carries the buzz right into the next sound. It becomes da. Da. If that one's still a little tricky, here's another great little shortcut. Trying to say just duh all by itself is actually kind of hard. It's way easier if you add a little vowel sound to get things moving. So try practicing duh, duh, duh. That little helps kickstart the voice box and gets that engine vibrating.
Okay, so we've got the mechanics down. Now for the really fun part. How do we turn this into practice? Well, the best practice doesn't feel like practice at all. It just feels like playing.
So we're gonna look at 3 super simple, high-energy games you can play right now to get tons of practice in without any of the boredom. First up, let's beat the drum. This brings our nickname for the sound to life. Grab a toy drum, a pot from the kitchen, an empty coffee can, doesn't matter. Every single time you tap the drum, you say the sound together. D, 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 d.
Next up, a game that's always a huge hit, digging for dinosaurs. Just hide some little toy dinos in a sandbox or even a big bowl of rice. And there's only one rule. If you want to use the shovel, you have to say the magic words. Dig, dig, dig for the dinosaur. It's such a great way to get that repetition in.
And really, who doesn't love a good dance party? Crank up some favorite tunes, and you get to be the DJ. Call out instructions that are packed with our sound. Time to dance, everybody get down, do the dinosaur stomp.
So all of these great games, all of these little tips, they're all building up to the most important piece of our whole system, making learning physical by building your very own soundbox. So here's what you do. Grab any old shoebox. Decorate it together with things that start with our sound. Draw some dots or dogs, whatever you like. Then make your 2 MasterCards for dog and ladder. And now, the best part. Go on a sound hunt around your house to find little treasures to put inside, like a toy duck, a doll, or a domino.
And I really want to emphasize this. This box, this tactile sorting game, this is the real magic of the Babylon block system. It takes an abstract idea like a sound and turns it into a concrete, physical treasure collection. It really empowers your child to become the expert on their sound.
Remember, at the end of the day, all learning really happens through connection and play. By using these simple tips and building your soundbox together, you're doing so much more than just teaching a sound. You're building a foundation for a lifetime of confident communication. So, my only question for you is, what amazing D treasures are you and your child gonna discover first?